Hello, my name is Andrea Ramos and I'm from Campus Garzalagüera.
Hello, my name is Mariana and I'm from Campus Garzalagüera.
Hello, my name is Leonardo Monge and I'm from Campus Garzasada.
Hello, my name is Sofia and I'm from Campus Eugenio Garzazada.
The Chernobyl incident happened in 1986 and happened as a result of lack of experience among workers and the absence of adequate infrastructures. It was a tragedy that shocked the world and left a radioactive residue that will last 20,000 years.
Y represents the amount of neutrons in the explosion, and X represents the chain reaction during the explosion. This means that for every neutron released during the explosion, there will be 3 times a nuclear reaction. Its reference point is 0,1. Its domain is from negative infinite to positive infinite, and its range is from 0 to positive infinite. Chernobyl nuclear reactor disaster caused that its area cannot be inhabited during the next 20,000 years. This means that if another country tries to experiment with this dangerous source, it could lead to another nuclear disaster. Besides, people cannot live in here due to the nuclear remains in this area. One example of exponential growth and decay are the changes of population in a country or region, increase or decrease. Another example of exponential growth is the nuclear level in Hiroshima after the atomic bomb attack, from the USA to Hiroshima. In this case, while time increases, the radiation decreases.
The term exponential growth refers to the growth whose rate becomes ever more rapid in proportion to the growing total number or size, whereas exponential decay describes the process of reducing an amount by a consistent percentage rate over a period of time. This can be expressed by the equation y equals a times 1 minus b to the power of x, in which y is the final amount, a is the original amount, b is the decay factor, and x is the amount of time that has passed. We can relate these two concepts, exponential growth and decay, to the use and how it affects the environment, the nuclear energy. And so the use of nuclear energy has strong repercussions among those who are willing to experiment with it. This would be one implication of the use of this kind of energy. It's an extreme risk for health because a human can only stand 100 microsieverts of this kind of energy, and a daily exposure to radiation gives 4 microsieverts. So the effect it has in the environment is also hugely damaging because it leads to a place that can no longer be inhabited by people. As we were researching for this project, we became aware that there is an existing nuclear energy plant in Mexico. It is called Laguna Verde and it is located in the state of Veracruz, more specifically in the highway Carden-Nautla. In our own personal opinion, we don't think it's safe or necessary to have this kind of power existing in our country because it implies big risks for Mexico. The 4 of us are in disagreement with the fact that there is a nuclear energy plant in Mexico because we think that there are more cons than pros about this type of energy resource, and the probabilities of a nuclear accident are very high. We think the Chernobyl 1986 nuclear disaster could have been prevented if the people working in the nuclear plant had been more experienced. Also, the nuclear reactors didn't have the security that was necessary to prevent or control if an accident were to happen. For starters, the main reactor didn't have a containment wall or anything to prevent the leaking of radiation. This means that from the very beginning, an accident was very likely to happen, because basically the plant didn't have completely what was required for it to be safe, and there was a huge lack of experience with some employees. Once the Chernobyl explosion happened, there wasn't any way to stop the radiation spread, basically, because radiation is something that once it's leaked cannot be contained or stopped from spreading in any way, and its effects are very long-lasting. This caused the immediate evacuation of the Chernobyl plant reactor in nearby areas.
Environmental global consequences that the Chernobyl disaster caused are: first of all, it affected the nearby zones, leaving them infertile and with huge amounts of radiation that will take years to disappear. We also have the water bodies, who received high amounts of radiation. This caused many species to be highly radioactive and decreased the fishing market of all zones nearby. Regarding plants and animals, there was an increase in mortality and a decrease in reproduction that was quite alarming. To this day, many species continue to recover from acute radiation effects. And if we talk about the residents of all the areas that were close enough to suffer the effects, of the 7 million people who were near, only 35,000 people were evacuated on time, causing a high risk in mortality and strong effects on the health of others. We think that the best solution for these kind of situations is that the countries from different parts of the world get to an agreement where they pact policies and rules for the use of nuclear energy. We also believe that the best thing to do is have people that are prepared to experiment with this or to treat the different situations that this energy may present. Besides that, we think that we should get better infrastructures to treat with this kind of radiation and nuclear energy and be more prepared in case an awful event just like the Chernobyl one happens again.